Hey there, you guys. Welcome to the Team Hardcore Trading Call. My name is Janelle Summers, and today is August 9th. So I'm not going to go through a bunch of announcements for today. I just want you to always be checking your breaking news within your online office. We're going to get right into the content, right into the heart of this training today, which is rocking your groups, rocking your challenge groups using your Challenge Tracker app. Now, some of you may do your challenge groups on Facebook and others may do them on the Challenge Tracker app. I've done both and I definitely see benefits in both. There's no doubt about it though, there are a lot of people that aren't on Facebook and there's a lot of really cool things with the Challenge Tracker app, but it's not my strength. Challenge groups in general aren't necessarily my strength, especially not using the Challenge Tracker app. I've not done it enough. So I've got a speaker today that is rocking her challenge groups within the Challenge Tracker app. And she's got some amazing content for you and tips to make sure that your Challenge Tracker app is leveraged to the fullest and that your challenge groups are getting great value from them. So let me go ahead and announce to you. And by the way, you guys, if you have any questions at any time, I can see you over here. I can see Michelle is on and Rachel is on and Tina is on and Leslie's on. So awesome. Thanks, you guys. And let me know what your questions are or if you're liking the content or whatever. We always like to see the chat blow up. So make sure that you ask questions when you have them. So today on our call, we have Ashley Howard. So Ashley is a mom of one little girl, 14-month-old little girl, Brooke. She's a wife. She's from Alabama. She's a 3-star diamond, and she's a Success Club 10 legend. And get this, she is 48 months consecutive of Success Club 10 or more. So that is amazing in and of itself. So Ashley, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me and see me?
Let's see. Yes, we can. You're good to go.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Janelle, for that introduction. And guys, it has been like a big goal of mine to speak on this call. And I'm really excited for the opportunity. So I'm going to share a little bit about myself. And my first slide, I have a little bit of a PowerPoint slides that kept me organized and what I want to share with you guys. But I want to say that even if you don't use the app and you're not planning on using the app in the near future, this training is still for you. My goal when I started putting this training together was I want to help you have like the most awesome challenge groups, right? Because from awesome challenge groups come amazing coaches and give you that opportunity to have more conversations about coaching and just be fearless in your inviting to your group. So even if you're not using the app, that's okay. We're going to talk about how to make awesome challenge groups. So I'm going to jump right in and share my screen. So Janelle, can you see my slides?
Yep, you're good. You're good.
All right, so welcome. Thanks for jumping on this training. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I am a wife and a mom. I have my little girl, Brooke, right there, who's 14 months old, which the time has gone by so fast. Okay, listen, guys, I joined as a coach in October of 2012. I met my coach, Hannah, who is actually Janelle's assistant, in 2011. So we were both living in the same town. She was super into fitness. I was sort of on and off with my fitness journey. And she was an amazing inspiration to me. And I was totally against home workouts at that point in my life. So after she invited me about 10 times, I finally started TurboFire and I was absolutely hooked. And I was on that TurboFire journey for about 5 months before becoming a coach. And I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that I loved fitness. I was sort of in a dead-end serving job after getting out of college, not wanting to work in corporate America. And I was just like, you know what? There's something here. And I don't really know what I'm doing. And Hannah and I were both kind of in the trenches, so to speak, in our business together. But I knew I had something. And I knew I loved being fit, helping people, and sharing about it. Because I'd finally found something after being such a skeptic that worked for me. And it was thank you to TurboFire. So I think this is really important to share. For the entire year of 2013, I didn't hit Success Club. I think I've recruited 2 coaches maybe because I was Emerald by the end of 2013. But for any of you guys who are starting on this business and you think that it's too late, it is not too late. And maybe you hit the ground running and you hit a snag and you're just questioning if this business is for you. I want to tell you straight up, it is for you. You can do this. But you just have to keep going. And it's never too late. Like I'm able to be a full-time coach now, but I didn't do anything in my business in 2013. Okay, so just to let you know, no matter where you are in your coaching journey, if you're here and you're showing up and you want to be a successful coach, you can choose today that you're going to make a difference and you're going to have an incredible rest of your year. Okay. So what changed was I went to Summit in 2014 and I recruited my first coach who really wanted to work the business. I tell my team all the time, it just takes one person, right? Like one awesome challenger, one amazing coach who can really light the fire in your business and in your life. And I went to Summit. Hannah and I went together in Vegas in 2014. And I made a decision that I was going to do this full time. I was tired of being in the service industry. I wanted to start paying off my student loan debt more than I was at the time. And I just didn't want anyone to tell me when I could go on vacation or I could, not take off work. I wanted to live life on my terms, and coaching was literally that golden opportunity that I just wasn't pursuing. So I got home from Summit. I started working my business like crazy, and I went full-time. I was able to make enough consistently to go full-time in May of 2015. I've been a full-time coach since May of 2015. I'm a yoga instructor. I teach yoga on the side, which I love, but I can't tell you how much coaching has done for me because it allows me to stay home with my baby. Like I don't have to put her in daycare. I don't have to go to work 40 hours a week and do something I'm not passionate about. Like, yes, we all have ups and downs in our business, but I'm so blessed and humbled to be able to do this. And I've worked hard for it and I work hard every day. And I know you guys on the call, some can relate to. Your change is coming. So keep going, stay consistent in your business because it all is worth it. I love my team. When I started being myself, I actually started recruiting people who were like me and we actually became really great friends. So our team is really developing this strong sense of community. And I just feel like this is only going to get better from here. So I wanted to share all that because I want to let you know where I'm coming from and that I'm not, this top recruiter, like top coach, but I am very strong and consistent in our groups. And I recruit coaches every month and I recruit challengers every month. Last month, I beat my best at Success Club 42. And it's because of our groups. We have really created an amazing community right here in our groups. And I just want to show you guys what we do, because if you have amazing challenge groups, you will recruit amazing coaches from those groups. And it will be easier for you to talk about coaching and it'll be easier to invite to your groups because you have this like solid challenge group that gets you excited. So let's move on. And Janelle, if anything goes away on the Hangouts, just let me know. I want to make sure you can still see my screen.
Yep, everything's great.
Okay, cool. So what are we going to talk about? So take notes, guys. Maybe you're driving and you can't right now, but I would say go back because this is what I do when I listen to a training. I think I have to incorporate 100 things and you don't. Maybe you'll find one thing that I say that is you can take and use yourself, and maybe you'll find a lot of things and maybe you'll find nothing, but don't think that you have to implement everything because when I do that, I get off a training and I'm super overwhelmed. So take notes, maybe circle a couple of things that could work for you and your team, but understand it's not going to be everything and it might be a couple things, right? So we're going to talk about how to rock your groups. We're going to talk about the benefits of using my challenge tracker. If you already use it, you're considering using it. I'm just going to talk pretty briefly about that because I want to get into the content of number 3, establish a culture of community. Make your groups fun and engaging, you guys. Like that's where the change is going to happen when you are excited about your challenge groups, when you really feel like it's a community and not just something you have to check off your list. And lastly, sneak peek coaching and the coach opportunity within your challenge group. So we're going to go over all that stuff and then we'll just break it down. But I really want to spend the time sharing with you guys what my team does that I think I get excited. We take a week off each month when our groups end and we miss it. We are so ready to get back to our groups when we start a new one. Okay. So why use the app? Scheduling posts. I know that I think lately on your phones, you're able to actually schedule posts now. We used to only be able to do it on our computer, if I'm remembering correctly. I think some phones still don't have that capability, but on the app, it's always been there. You can always schedule, and I was talking about scheduling posts like on Facebook. I think you guys everyone can do that now. But scheduling posts through the app is so, so easy. It also, this is the huge thing. This is why I love the app. Post library. So if you go to mychallengetrackerportal.com and you log in as a coach, when you've run your first group, let's say you start it, maybe it's a 21-day group and it ends, you will always have access to every post that you have done in that group. So I can always go back. This saves me so much time. And I'll share in a minute, we do daily challenges for each group. But when I go back and we have similar challenge days, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I already did that post and I can literally copy the post from last month, make the edits I need to make and schedule it for this coming month. I also do about the same on the right-hand side. I dropped a picture of a couple pre-post that I put up before our group begins. I usually open our group. Let's say it starts, we always start the third Monday usually of every month. Let's say it starts, we open the group on that previous Friday. I always put up a couple preview posts, I call them, like, you know, kickoff posts to get people excited. We talk about measuring yourself, taking your progress pictures. We talk about our daily challenges, which I'm going to talk about on the next slide. So those things really don't change. I have different co-coaches each month. I'll explain that in a minute. But really the content of what we do before the group kicks off is the same. So it's super easy. I just go to my post library and then I copy the posts from last month that are kind of like prepping people that prep week, and I paste it. And it's that easy. So that has been huge for me in terms of not having to recreate my posts all the time. Also, guys, so I don't know how you run your groups. We've tried a lot of different things with my team, but what seems to work best is we run one big group together. It is big. There's a lot of people in it. But the coaches that have challengers, like my working coaches, we rotate with them being co-coaches. They help me lead. They help host a day of the week. And what's cool about that is I can give my new coaches an opportunity to help me lead a group. Like, for example, I had a coach sign up at the end of last month, and she is ready. She's, you know, hitting the ground running. She's starting to invite. She's going to help me be one of my co-coaches for our next big group. So she's going to get that experience to be a coach admin. Meaning, guys, when you log into the My Challenge Tracker portal, you can actually select people to be coach admins with you. That gives them the opportunity to be able to have, to be a coach admin and to be able to actually see on the inside of the portal what's going on. So they can schedule posts, they can be on that website and see everything as well. And I think it just makes them feel like, you know, they're a legit coach. They're taking that step. They're helping you run a group. So that's something I really love about being able to have coach admins on the actual app. And lastly, this is huge. Customers who don't use Facebook can still fully participate. I can't tell you how many times I go to invite someone and on Instagram and they're not on Facebook. So, you know, I've been running groups on the app for about 2 years now, but I was finding like people don't necessarily want to create a Facebook page to be able to join my group. And not everyone that I'm connecting with on Instagram, because that's primarily where I find my network, they don't love Facebook. Some do, and some are on it, and that's great. And I still have a free group that I run on Facebook for people that I want to connect with. But you can have people participate on this app, and they don't obviously have to have a Facebook account. That has probably been the biggest thing that has been why we do these groups on the app, because of not having a Facebook account. Okay. So here's where we increase engagement and how we do it. So like I said, we start a new group every month. We have those 4 posts kind of leading up to the kickoff of our big 21-day group. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, you are welcome to snag this photo, but this is what I absolutely love about our groups. First off, why do we want to increase engagement? Rockstar challengers can become rockstar coaches. It is so easy to transition someone who's already literally being proof the products work in every sense of it. And they can become a coach. So to me, that transition is just so smooth. And not to say I don't recruit coaches off the bat, I do, but they also need to jump in and be a rockstar challenger at the same time. So how? The secret sauce, if there was one, I would say, is the daily challenge point system. If you look over to the right-hand side, that picture, we do every single day, 21 days, there's a different daily challenge. So that means every morning, because we can schedule posts, usually 5:30 a.m. for our early birds on the East Coast, one of the coaches who's leading will share what the daily challenge is. So like day 1 is 5 facts about you. And that really starts to create the culture immediately. So everyone shares 5 facts about themselves, you know, where they're from, their families, and immediately we have this whole sense of community because you learn more about someone. You know, they're not just a photo on the app, they're people and they have real lives, and you're gonna learn about that on day 1. So we have these 21-day challenges that people can earn points for. So if you see down the bottom, they get a point. And yes, I'm type A and I do keep track of the points. I just use an Excel spreadsheet. I do it every morning. Doesn't take very long. People tell me how many points they earned. It's on the honor system, but we calculate them. And then we have sort of your points go into a team, which I'll explain. But you log your workout. That's 1 point. And in the app, guys, if you haven't used the app, there's a really easy plus button. It's the bottom corner center of the app where you can log your workouts, log your Shakeology, log your weight. If you take your weight, log your measurements. But we just ask log your workout, log your Shakeology, or part of the performance supplements. So maybe it's Energize, Recover, whatever works best for them. Both of those are 1 point each, and then completing the daily challenge is 4 points. The fun part is we make this really fun because they have bonus point opportunities. So we have personal development options, right? Because remember, all this is going back to how can I sort of build this challenge group to almost be like a coach's starting point. So they're already doing the things that a coach does. It's a very easy transition to them officially becoming a coach. We select a personal development book every month, and we don't require it, but it's optional for bonus points. So twice a month, you'll see on day 4, toss the junk. We talk about, getting rid of unhealthy food, and book bonus. So they can share a takeaway they're having from one of our personal development books for bonus points, because who doesn't want bonus points? Also, so that's that right down there is 5 bonus points that we do. We also do a team challenge. So our groups have gotten really big that on day 1, we divide people onto different teams. And like I said, guys, I don't know how you run your groups. It just works best for us if my coaches and I run ours together. Most of my coaches then become a team captain. So we sort the participants, they each have a team captain, and then we have one day, like day 11, is a team challenge day. So for example, last month was a 1-minute plank. Go do your 1-minute plank and go post about it somewhere on social media, like your stories or whatever works. And then the captain, and tag your captain. The captain will share how many people tag them, and that's an opportunity for bonus points as well, which is also a good way to get someone comfortable with sharing their journey on social media, which again leads back to them really making that transition to be a coach. And this one, I'm super excited to tell you guys, we just started it this month. We started live Zoom workout Wednesdays. They are amazing. I just did mine yesterday with some of the girls that got on. So every Wednesday, I'll talk more about that in a minute, but we have the option to meet a coach and go live. And it really just becomes, like I said, more of a community than just something that we have to check in with every day. And then lastly, on this screen, we bookend our days by posting the daily challenge in the morning. So it's scheduled, my challenge tracker app, obviously you can schedule everything. And every evening we put a post up at 6 p.m. Eastern time that reminds people to rate their day. So what they're doing, they don't have to do it now. Maybe they're a nighttime exercise or whenever they're done, they come back to that post and they give their nutrition a rating. We do a 1 to 10 scale. We do your workout a rating. Did you rock it? Did you skip it? Just be honest. And how many points did you earn today? So they share, okay, I logged my workout, I logged my Shakeology, I did the daily challenge, I earned 6 points. Oh, and I read the book too, and I shared a takeaway, so I have bonus points. So this is a product of us tweaking it for like the last year, but this seems to work really, really well. And then the next day, I just go to that post, I have everyone on an Excel spreadsheet, and I update their points. So for being on a team, everyone can get, we actually have team names and team emojis, which just makes it fun too. So when they log their workout or they do the daily challenge, they add that little team emoji. And what we found is being a part of a team just makes them feel, again, even more accountable to not just going in, checking the app and leaving, but to see what their team's up to and to know that what they are doing is making it more for their team as well. So this has been really fun. And this is kind of the whole, in a glimpse, that's what we base our groups on. We call them virtual fit clubs. We do daily challenges, we do points, we do optional bonus points, and this just has been amazing for us. Okay. So challenge your engagement. Okay, we do, again, please don't think you have to implement everything. I'm just sharing what I've been doing over the course of like a year of tweaking these and making them what I think the best that we can. I send out a Google survey prior to kicking off the group. I'll send an email the week before the group begins, say we're starting next Monday, take a moment and fill out the survey so I can get to know your goals. And it's there that I ask them, what workout are you doing? That'll prompt them to talk to me and make sure that we know what they're doing. What are your goals? And if you go missing, how can I talk to you? Can I text you, send you a Facebook message? What's the best way to get in touch with you? Basically giving them an opportunity to say, hey, if I see that you've fallen off, I'm going to check in with you. How do you want me to do that? And then I ask, like, what is driving you not to quit on your goals and not quit on this group? So starting it out that way, just getting a survey is kind of puts them in a place of, okay, I'm committed to this. I filled out the survey. I'm ready to go. The point system, as I mentioned, has been huge. I think people show up more and we have more consistency of people not falling off because they have points. They show up. They might not be getting top points every day, but they know that their points are contributing to their team. So they're going to keep showing up and doing what they can do, even on a crazy day. And of course, we still have some people fall off, but we really encourage them to get back on board. We are very open to sharing that we're not perfect. We miss workouts ourselves, even as coaches. We have pizza, like, normal people do, but we really do want to share that the secret here is inconsistency. So show up on day 1 and still be there on day 21 when we close this out. As I mentioned, the bonus points, live workouts on Zoom, and the personal development book. So a great personal development book is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I think we've all read that, or you should. And that was our book a couple months ago, and we had challengers just rave about it. And it really does help both coaches and challengers to be reading a book together and have the opportunity to get bonus points to share about the book. And all these things are meant to be fun, but they're also intentional. We want to get to know our challengers and make them feel a part of a community, because that's what's going to keep them here, right? That's what's going to keep them not going and falling off, or not getting the value in it. We are doing everything we can to make sure that they have an amazing experience, because that's just going to create challengers or coaches for life. Like I said, the more effort you put in right away, the more likely that they won't fall off. So on the right-hand side, we do a kickoff Zoom and a celebration Zoom. So I had everyone do a little fist bump. We do a kickoff Zoom the night before we begin on day 1, or the day before day 1. And we do a closing celebration on the night we end. We always end on a Sunday, so day 21. We open up these Zooms. My coaches help me host them. We talk about certain things like, hey, stay committed to your program, what to do if you miss a day. Options like, definitely take your progress photos and your measurements, because you're going to want to see them on day 21. And then we always close the kickoff Zoom by saying, be here on day 21. Celebrate with us at the end of this so that you can keep going on your fitness journey. And obviously the goal is, guys, yes, we do start and stop a new group every month, but we want them to commit to the next one and the next one. And then we have either a challenger or a coach for life. And again, that's the whole goal. All right, so more about challenger engagement.
Ashley, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Back to those Zooms.
Yep.
Okay, so I love that you do a kickoff and a celebration Zoom. How long are those? And are you the one only speaking on those? And like, what does that actually look like? I know you touched on a little bit what you go over, but like how long does that run? And are you the one speaking the whole time? And
yeah, like how long, like length of time, how long?
Yep.
Usually they're quick. They're usually only about 15 minutes. So it's, the night before we begin, like that Sunday night, my coaches who are helping me lead, I usually have 3 other co-coaches help me lead these and help me with the scheduling the days and stuff. So they will be the ones that speak as well. So we'll talk in a message together and say, okay, I'll kick off the call, and then I'll have Christy talk about what to do if you miss a day. So we do kind of go back and forth. Usually participants don't speak on it, but we have like a group of coaches who share some topics. And at the end, on the day 21, it's kind of the same thing. The same coaches, we talk about, hey, here's how to commit to the next group. We celebrate coaches who have joined, and we do give anyone an opportunity who wants to shout people out. Like if you want to shout out yourself, if you want to congratulate someone else. I found that participants are pretty shy, so they don't really love talking on the Zoom, but we give that opportunity usually on day 21.
Okay, and Angie, my friend Angie, wants to know, how do you divide the people into the teams?
So yeah, that takes a little bit of finagling, but we have, I keep every coach who brings challengers in, they immediately go to their team. So we know who's brought in who. So immediately that person would go to my other coach's team if she brought them in. And then when everyone's team, like if your challengers have all gotten on your team and we have extra people, like let's say I brought in more challengers, then I just divide them up so I can make the teams as even as possible. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. So you are trying to make the teams like an even number of people.
Yeah.
And so about how big are these groups?
Right now, average size for us is anywhere between 90 and 120. So we have a pretty big group.
That's awesome. And then Tina wants to know, once your challenge group is done, do they go into an ongoing group, or do they just go into your next challenge group typically?
Yeah, that is where, so we'll end on day 21. We usually have a week or 2 weeks off before we just do this over again. And I'll send out a similar survey wrapping things up. And we do require something from the nutrition line to continue with our groups, even if they're, using 2B Mindset and Shakeology and they go to the gym, like that's fine. We just require something to stay engaged. Most people are following Beachbody On Demand workouts. So we, as coaches, we reach out to every participant individually, explain what's going on for group 2, ask them if they want to continue. And then of course, if someone doesn't, or it doesn't work out, then they can go to my free group on Facebook. And that's just where we kind of stay connected. But most people because we've kind of set this up the way we have pretty good retention rate from first group to second group. So again, we start and stop a new group each month, but those that want to keep going, they continue with us.
Yep, that's how I do that too. So you do require that they be on a Beachbody nutritional to be in your challenge groups, and your coaches require that of their challengers as well.
Yes, yep, because even if, they want to do, they're training for a marathon, maybe they want to go to yoga, like we have, we decided as a team that we're just going to require, obviously Shakeology is what most people are on, but if someone wants to do Energize and Recover, Energize, anything like that, we decided that would be our non-negotiable, so that it's fair to everyone else, but it's also keeping everyone on the same page, because they can't get full points every day if they're not logging something in a shake. Even if they log Energize as their shake, that's fine in the app. We just want to make it fair and be able to have everyone get the potential to get full points every day. And they can log their non-Beachbody workout as their workout too, if they decide to, go for a run or something.
Perfect. I have another question. Again, coming in from Angie, do you change up your challenge group post month to month? She says, with repeat challenges, I feel like I need to have new material all the time.
Yeah, that's a common question. And we, I would say probably 25 to 50% of the challenge days are either the same or similar, but they're sometimes in a different order. And we just keep the really popular ones, like Motivation Monday. We always keep it because it's super popular. We always keep day one as 5 facts because we want people to get to know new members. And then we keep the ones that seem from the last month that have seemed to be really popular. And then we always aim to do, like, my goal, we talk as a team, we're like, hey guys, let's throw around some ideas. What are new challenge ideas? My goal each month is to at least bring in like 10 new challenge days. And they're really not too hard. We brainstorm as a team and we decide to throw in different challenge days. And then if we're like, oh, that challenge day, no one liked that last month, we're going to take that one out. So it's kind of picking and choosing. But no, I don't do 21 brand new days every month.
And I have a question too. By the way, your information is gold. The live workouts that you're doing, or maybe you're already about to touch on that. How are you doing the live?
I think that's the next slide, I think. But go ahead.
I'll be patient.
Oh, no. No, you're fine. Let me know if I don't address. I think that's the very next slide, but let me know if I make sense.
Okay.
Cool. Can you still see my slide?
Yep. Challenger engagement with you doing a plank.
Okay, perfect. Are there any other questions?
Yes, actually. How do you create the survey? Do you do it on Google?
Yeah, Google Forms. Really easy. I just have a template and I send out the link in my emails. So I email all of my challengers before we begin, and I email all my challengers like the day after we end. And I have one survey says before we begin, and the other one says Fit Club feedback.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, we're ready.
Okay, cool. No, I'm glad for the questions. Okay, so team challenges once a month on social media. So right here is my team challenge from this month. We asked them to go to somewhere, and with stories, guys, this has been huge because people aren't as intimidated, I found, to post on their stories as opposed to making this like permanent post on their social media. So we have a team we'll tell them to hashtag like virtual fit club and tag your coach. So your coach will be able to see if you took the challenge, if you completed it. And like for me, even if I bring challengers in and they're on a different coach team, that's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. They can still tag my coach. Like we're all a team. So it really doesn't matter if one of my challengers goes on someone else's team, we're all together. But they hashtag virtual fit club or whatever we decide, and then they tag their coach. So like that's a great way to have engagement off of your app and onto social media. So it's not like we don't want people on Facebook or Instagram. Because we're doing it in the app, there's still a way to take people to social media. And the people that complete it, once again, it's like they're already starting to do coach behavior, which is awesome. Okay, if you don't have a huge group, we actually tried this about 6 months ago and then sort of went into the team thing, but you can do a buddy system. So maybe you have like 10, 20 people in a group. That's fine. You don't want to have like teams of 2, 3, whatever. You could do a buddy system where we have people on day one say, yes, I want a buddy, and then they're buddied up with someone else. So what that means is when they log their workout, their Shakeology, their daily challenge, whatever, they tag their buddy. That's a really, what seems to work, good idea for smaller groups, because then they still have that accountability and you don't have to worry about making teams out of 10 to 20 people. Again, really great for the extra accountability. And then what I do personally as a coach, our groups are big. I have a lot of challengers, but if I see someone showing up every day, I'm not necessarily going to message them every day. If I see them fall off, I usually pick one day a week, like a Friday, and be like, and in the app, guys, here's the cool thing. If you don't use the app, you can see the amount of days that people log their workout and log their Shakeology. So if someone has been like MIA for 5 days, I'm going to just reach out and say, hey, haven't seen you in the app. How's everything going? How can I support you going into week 2? Super simple. Again, we've all got busy lives. I'm not trying to hold anyone's hand, but I'm there for you. And I'm going to notice if you're not there, I'm going to reach out. Okay. I think the next slide is, yes. Okay, I'm so excited. We just started this on this past group. We're in our final week of our group. Weekly optional live Zoom workouts. I heard this a long time ago, and I don't remember from which coach, but these are so fun. I couldn't figure out how people were doing it. And then we talked to the team and we're like, let's just do it this way. So 3 of my coaches, whether they're co-coaching or they just want to volunteer to host a Zoom, they just open up a Zoom workout. We do it on this month. It's been on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays are a bonus point opportunity. 3 coaches take 3 different times throughout the day. Christy was 6 a.m. Eastern. One of my other coaches was 1 p.m. Pacific. And another one of my coaches was 7 p.m. Central. So we kind of touch on different time zones and different options. That person, like my coach Christy, she just started her Zoom. She posted the link in our app and said, hey guys, 6 a.m. If you want to jump on with me, here you go. And then she got some of our challengers to jump on. Everyone gets muted. And then you just do your workout. And it sounded kind of weird, I'll admit, at first. But I just did mine again yesterday with some of my team. And it's really fun. Like everyone's muted. You just do your workouts. And then I think on Zoom, we don't pay for it. So I think it cuts you off at 40 minutes. We just let it end and it runs out. There's no presentation. You don't have to say bye. Just get on, do your workout, take a fun picture like that. And when I looked over yesterday as I was doing my workout, it really pushed me because I saw these other girls doing their Lift 4, doing their 21-day fix. And I got really excited. I didn't want to do my cardio, but I did it because I could see people. So it's just a really, really fun thing. And we're definitely going to continue that. And now what my team has started doing, even when it's not Wednesdays, we have a group message and they'll say, hey, I'm working out. Does anyone want to jump on a Zoom with me? It makes me feel like, gives me goosebumps because it makes me feel like you are actually part of a team and part of a community. And it is virtual, but this makes it human. And I really love it.
That is awesome. And I do know a lot of coaches that do the live Zoom workouts. And I've always wondered too, like, okay, how exactly, like, do you all mute each other or do you not? And like, do you all have to hit play at the exact same time? Like, I've always wondered like how different coaches are doing it. So it's just really interesting to hear that this is the way you did it and that it works so well. And I would love to hear from those of you that are listening or watching or can chat. I'd love to hear, ways that you do it as well so that we can, in the Coach Success page, share that as well.
Yeah, I would love to hear different ideas too, because again, we are brand new to this. We just started it this month, but it's cool. Like the coach just opens it up and said, hey guys, I'm going to press play in about a minute, press play on your workouts. Everyone's muted and then you just go do your thing.
Awesome. Love it.
Cool. Okay. Just have a couple more slides. And again, they get bonus points. So when they rate their day that night, they're going to say, and I showed up to the Zoom workout, so I get 11 points. We just do the honor system. No one ever lies about their points. Like it's fine, but it's just a nice way to give people accountability. Okay, so I'm going to kind of transition. I hope that gave you guys some ideas for challenge or engagement. Now, sneak peek coaching in your group. So the best way for me to get a Rockstar coach is to have them already be a Rockstar challenger. So to make our current challengers, we can sneak peek what coaching is, make them curious about what this opportunity is all about. And also to put faces to names of people who are doing this coaching thing. It really, again, it makes it human. It makes it realistic. Like this person's a busy mom and she's a coach. We also want to give challengers plenty of indirect opportunity to ask about what we do. So my goal is make them curious so that when I ask them, they've already probably have some questions in mind because they're seeing it so much. And to be able to build up enough examples that makes it easy to reach out and ask if they've ever considered doing what we do. So this is something we've really gotten intentional with the last month. So for example, when I have a new coach, my coach Ireland just signed up last week, I take her picture and I post on our team page, but I also post in the app. I say, shout out new coaches in your challenge group. And again, guys, whether you do your challenge groups on Facebook or on the app, you could totally do this and say, I'm so excited she's joined our team. So you can see I said, hey, Fit Clubbers, help me congratulate her for deciding to become a coach this week. And I asked the challengers to congratulate them for this person being even more accountable to their health and fitness. Because a lot of times how I invite to coaching is, coaching is that line in the sand that you're going to be accountable consistently to your health and fitness. You don't have to be perfect, but it's that extra layer of accountability as a coach. So if you're ready to not, start and stop on your fitness journey, you should totally become a coach. So that's a really easy idea for how to just create curiosity with your challengers because you're talking about coaching openly. Okay, here's some other ideas for sneak peeking coaching in your challenge groups. We just started Coach Friday. So each week we have one of our team members share briefly their story. So they'll share their picture, they'll share about, hey, this is my fitness journey. When I became a coach, this is what it's done for me. And then we created, if you guys saw in the Super Saturday video, there was a training about Snoop groups. We have a Snoop group on Facebook. It's basically our ongoing sneak peek into coaching. So there's 5 units, we've filmed 5 videos. And then in that Coach Friday, that coach will share a link to our Snoop group right in the app. They'll just drop the Facebook link and say, hey, if you've considered learning more about coaching, click this link so you can learn more. So it's a really great way for them to share their story and also say, this is what you can do if you would like to learn more. And of course, guys, I'm doing personal invites behind the scenes. That's where this is all driven from. But if you're not talking about it openly, there's less of an opportunity to talk about it. So make sure you're putting it out there, talking about coaching, so that when you do your behind the scenes invites, they pretty much know what you're talking about. And just so they don't just see me as a coach, right? Like they see my team here also coaching and also helping, and we're all busy, and they're able to make it work for them too. This is what we started this current group. We have what's called a coach internship. So it's basically giving new coaches challenges to like, hey, start posting on social media, do your first transformation post, send a message to who's following you. We're doing that within our challenge group. So one of my coaches is our coach ambassador. And every couple days within our 21-day challenge group, she says, hey, coach interns, they have their own emoji. It's a unicorn. It's pretty cute. And it's like, hey, this is your challenge today. Tag your coach below when you've completed this challenge. So I know that's kind of a whole other thing that we're developing, but it's basically like taking your coach training into your challenge group. And the challengers don't mind if it's not relative to them, they just ignore it. But for coach interns, the challengers are still seeing that. They're seeing what new coaches are doing. They're seeing that, hey, if she can do it, she's a brand new coach, I could do this too. So our celebration Zoom, like I'd mentioned, we always do a kickoff and a celebration. We announce new coaches. We say, hey, congratulations, Jess, for joining our team. Congratulations. And we really just welcome them to the team, and we explain briefly the benefits of being a coach. So welcome to the team. And guys, if you have ever considered, getting a discount on your product, having that extra accountability, make sure that you reach out to your coach. You can get more information, because our next internship starts blank on that date. So that's a really great way to kind of wrap it up and bring it home that like, hey, by the way, you're kind of missing out if you're not part of our tribe. And then the closing survey. So again, I use Google Forms. I email it out about 2 days after the group ends. I have a required question, like they have to answer it or they can't submit it. Do you want more information about saving money on your Shakeology, getting your costs covered, and being a part of an awesome tribe? So right there, they have to tell me if they want more information about it. So even if I haven't personally invited them yet, I'm going to get an answer there too. And either way, I'm pretty much personally inviting everyone if they've considered coaching. Okay, just because I think, who wouldn't want to be a part of a fun tribe? Okay, this is it. So wrapping it all up, get excited to invite to this virtual fit club or whatever you call your challenge groups. I think when you feel strongly about the value that someone's going to get when they join, it really takes the fear out of inviting someone, because if they jump in, we can't control what they do, but if they jump in, they're going to have that support at their fingertips. And that you don't have to apologize for the price, because their value that they're getting is insane. Use pictures from your group to promote your next one on your stories. I love using pictures of our Zoom call or our live workouts and say, hey, like this is real. This is what we're doing. I'm so excited to start the next one. Put effort into your challenge groups, no matter what platform. You don't have to use the app. If Facebook's working for you, go for it. But maybe think about how can you be intentional and really get the excitement up about your groups, because to me, that's the whole bread and butter of our business, is having awesome challenge groups, which just lends itself to growing your team. If you're bored in your group, they're most likely bored too. I heard that one time. I'm like, that's very true, because we had gotten into a rut about a year ago, and when we really decided to make some changes. Some optional things that we sometimes do, a prize for a winning team or an individual. What I love, I just started this, sending a handwritten note to new challengers and new coaches. Welcome them to your community. I think Michelle Meyer said, when you send someone a card, you're inviting yourself into their home. You're making it personal. So if you send a handwritten note, hey, Amy, I'm so excited you joined our group. I can't wait to get started on August the 20th. I've gotten so many thank you texts back from people just getting my letters that I absolutely love it. It takes 5 minutes. I write it out. I send them a letter. I have more success recruiting challengers to coaches than coaches right off the bat because of this challenge group system. If you don't talk about coaching, you can't expect to grow your team. So find the opportunities to talk about it all the time, not in a salesy way, but in, hey, this is a huge part of my life and I absolutely love it. It's done so much for me. And lastly, have fun with your groups. At the same time, be intentional. You want to create an amazing environment for challengers to want to stay, number one, because that's the goal. We just want to help people, right? But we also want to be intentional on consider this. You know, for me, I have very little people approach me and say they want to be a coach. I have to be proactive in that. But when I do, and I'm proactive and intentional, it's interesting the amount of people that really do want information and grow their team. So remember, we have to ask. 99% of the time, people aren't going to flock to us. But if we're creating this whole system and we're giving people so much value, then ask for them to join us on a deeper level and become a coach. I think that's all I have.
Ashley, I'm gonna need a minute here.
I'll stop sharing my screen.
Amazing, seriously, incredible information. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch again. I'm gonna watch a couple times. You're type A, I'm not type A. So this for me is like mind blowing. So for any others out there that maybe aren't type A and they probably hate my way of doing things because I'm very non-structured, and your way is very structured. And I know I need to incorporate more of that structure, especially for my challengers that like and need and crave that structure. So how long would you say you spend on your challenge groups each day? I'm just wondering, like, for others that work full-time and, you know, have kids and all that, if they're looking at this going, oh my gosh, I could never do that. What would you say that, you know, you spend this much time on it per day, and also does it get easier the more you do these? Like you really get a system in place so it's not that difficult or not that time consuming? And I guess my other question is, how often do you go live?
Okay, how often do I go live? Like, what do you mean, in the group?
Well, yeah, like in the group. I mean, obviously you do the live kickoff and the celebration live, and you do the live Zoom workouts, which aren't always led by you, obviously. Mm-hmm. Other than that, you know, do you feel like if you had to look at a given week for a challenge group, would you say you've gone live in there once a week, or only at the beginning and the end, and then the workouts?
That's it. Yeah, I don't go live or anything on a regular day. It's literally the Zoom workout or the Zoom kickoff, the Zoom celebration, and then we just incorporated the live option workout Wednesday. Other than that, I'm just a challenger. I'm just logging my stuff and liking on my challengers posts. That
right there just allowed a huge weight off my shoulders. Okay. I don't know why, even though you didn't say you were going live every day, I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I had to be 24/7 committed, you know, to being like present with this challenge group. But I think when I listen again, I'll realize that's not what you're saying. So yeah, can you speak to how much time you spend in your challenge groups?
Yeah, absolutely. And I probably spend a little bit more time, but guys, like, I'm also like, my husband's away a lot. Like, I'm a busy mom. Like, I sometimes only have my daughter's nap times to work. So I check my notifications. We have a lot. We always tell our challengers they can turn off. That's the other thing about the app. You can turn off notifications. So like, most of my challengers only keep on coach posts, so they're not overwhelmed. Like, we have a lot of notifications, but for me, it's probably 2 times a day. I mean, my posts are always scheduled like beforehand, so I don't ever have to worry about the daily challenge or the rate your day when it's my day to lead. Those are scheduled. I do them whenever I have a minute, a couple of days before. But as far as checking, I just like to check in. Me personally, I have them, like, I bring in a lot of challengers, so I just like to make sure that my challengers know I see their stuff. So I do have all my notifications on, but probably twice a day. I just kind of go through and look at everyone's notifications, and I check the points in the morning. Actually, I haven't even done it yet today, but I will at some point. But I know it sounds like a lot, and definitely my personality is like probably scares some people, but it's really not, because I'm working like checking into my challenge group. I make sure I do all my business behaviors, like inviting, posting, following up. And then when I have a minute to kind of sit, I just look at my notifications and catch up with everyone. So It's so systematic now. I think, and my coaches that help me lead, most of them have full-time jobs. Most of them are moms too. Yeah. They're not overwhelmed with this because it really is systematic.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. So good. I mean, the comments, I'm going to look here real quick, and there's a lot of comments coming in, which is always a really good sign that this is a really good. And really
I didn't scare too many people. That's good.
Oh, no. Let me see if we've got some questions. Okay, Rachel says the idea of inviting to challenge group has really been going over my head recently, and this just made me so excited because this is something I can definitely, she says in all caps, do for my future challengers. I love the idea of live workouts because knowing I'm new to working out, my challengers will relate. So yeah, really, really good, great comments. This helps me because I'm type A. I haven't had luck in running a successful challenge group. I'll have to watch this at least 2 more times to get my notes together. So yeah, Ashley, this has been amazing. I'm still trying to process some of the information. I love that you said in the beginning, first of all, your story. And that, you know, you didn't come right out of the gates just, you know, hitting Success Club every month, and that it's never too late. And also that, you know, this has been an evolving process for you to figure out what works, what doesn't, and how to really make it your system. And that you encouraged us to just kind of take little nuggets of information where we're like, oh, I could start incorporating that. So you guys, if you're listening, maybe you're like, okay, I'm not ready to transition to the Challenge Tracker app yet, but maybe I can do my first live Zoom workout with my group, you know, so something that you can take away from this. So Ashley, thank you so much. I am so thankful that you did this training for us. You're perfect for this training for us. And I'm inspired myself to do another challenge group using my Challenge Tracker app. And I love that it, like you said, that it tracks their check-ins, because I do part of my way to determine a winner for my challenge groups is participation. And it is hard to go back on Facebook and figure out, okay, who really has been participating in the group, whereas with the Challenge Tracker app, it tracks that for you. So it is great. And I love that you know, basically get them acclimated to becoming a coach by, participating in their stories with the team challenges. That's just brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And right, like you said, it's if you can take maybe one thing, it's not about, oh my gosh, I have to change everything. That's my personality. Like I watch a training, I have to do 100 things. Just maybe we're inspired by one thing. And this has been an evolving process for us. We try different things all the time. Some things work, some things don't. But I think what matters is that we feel like we're a team and we feel like we're a community. So no matter if your groups are big or small, you can incorporate things to make it feel human, make it feel connected, even if you are virtual.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for getting on the training. This was amazing. I hope that you'll share it with all of your coaches, and let us know if you have any questions. Of course, this is always posted in the Coach Success page, so you can tag Ashley there. You can tag me there. Ashley on Instagram is Ashley Howard88. Ashley Howard88 on Instagram. She has an amazing account. So with that, I also hope that you watched last week for Instagram growth and engagement. And I'm just super excited. Thank you so much for getting on the call today, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.